Hi, good morning, everyone. So, we would like to welcome Ms. Himanshi. He is expert in forensics science and with an excellent record of accurate and consistent digital forensics and question document related cases. She has also worked as forensic scientific assistant in State Forensic Science Laboratory, Jaipur, India. She is a regular guest faculty in Central Detective Training Institute, Faridabad, and Forte in Cyber and New Age Forensics. She has also a strong academic background and has served as assistant professor and course coordinator for the Forensic Science Department in Apex University, Jaipur. She is the great example, or we can say the best example, in the beauty with the brains, and has the also she was the finalist for the Miss India 2007. So, without wasting any time, we would like to welcome Miss Himanshi for this expert session. Ma'am, the session is hand over to you. Please, shall we start?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mohini, for the wonderful introduction. Thanks for having me. Thank you, City University, for inviting me here.
Yeah, hi, ma'am.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Please ask your friend to rejoin the session as soon as possible because we are already running late, about 1 hour. Am I visible? Because I can't see myself. Yeah. Mohini ma'am, am I visible to you or the
Yes,
other part?
ma'am, yes, you are visible.
I can't see myself here. So,
No, no, ma'am, you are visible.
okay, sure.
Yes, yes.
So let's get started, students. It's already been late. Should I wait or like I'll wait for 5 minutes if you want to join, like some other students want to join.
Ma'am, actually, we just do one thing. We'll start when the students are, मतलब ना, they are joining as well as because we are also running late. तो आपका time भी खराब ना हो. So we shall start.
Okay. So yeah, let's start the session. I recall my earlier days when I joined my forensic course as a bachelor's in forensic sciences. So teachers used to teach us like my HOD used to tell us, तुम forensic expert बनो ना बनो, but तुम चोर तो एक perfect बन सकते हो. So I still remember those saying of my HOD, but yeah, forensics. It's not the regular courses, I guess. When we talk about the forensics, it comes with a lot of responsibilities, guys. In layman language, if I want to explain forensic sciences, it's a multidisciplinary science. Okay, like when we combine different subjects like physics, chemistry, biology, um, there is some rocket science is also involved in forensic sciences when we come to investigate the cases. Yes, and you all are wondering how rocket science involves in forensic sciences. We'll get back to that topic again, but yeah, let's start with the session. In layman language, when we talk about forensic science, इजी वे में अगर हम एक्सप्लेन करें, it's the combination of science which uses different approaches of science to investigate the cases, right? So uh, next slide. Yeah. In earlier times, forensic science used to be like there is a forum. In this slide, what's this slide says, it comes from the Latin word a forum is it's a kind of platform where general is used to stand and the other people used to stand in front of the platform and they decide what's going to be the punishment of that crime. There is no law and order at that point of time, so there is a platform and the general used to decide what going to be the punishment of that crime, or what is going to be the result of that crime. So as I said, forensic science is the application of sciences, like it's the combination of different sciences when we use to investigate the crime. uh, yeah, it's a multidisciplinary. Again, multidisciplinary means when we use different subjects like biology, again chemistry, physics. So yeah, so forensic science, it's a kind of a niche subject when we talk about that, students. And you all are budding lawyers, so forensic is going to be a part of your life. Without evidences, like, I don't think so there is an uh, basis of any crime. So yeah, next slide please. So earlier days, next slide please. uh, what we used to, we were taught about the principles of forensic science. Okay, there are different types of forensic sciences. Next slide please. Am I audible? Okay, yeah, thank you. We were taught about the principles of forensic sciences, and one of the most important principle of forensic science is Locard's principle of exchange. There are different like, they are not different, but there are seven principle of forensic sciences, but the base of forensic sciences relies upon these this principle, Locard's principle of exchange, and it's been given by Edmund Locard. So this principle is all about, like, as the name suggests, when two objects come in contact with each other, it leaves any clue. In layman language we talk about, it leaves any clue when any two objects come in contact with each other. So this is the main principle of forensic science. So yeah, as it has been written down, whenever two objects, microscopic or macroscopic, comes in contact with each other, there would be an exchange of material. Like for an example, if I put my hand on a table, I leave my fingerprints on there. So there has been an exchange of some material. My fingerprints left on the table, some residues left on the table by me. So I left my evidences there. Okay, students. So yeah, next slide please. So there are different physical evidences where we found on the scene of a crime. When we talk about the scene of crime, there are two type of scene of crime, let me tell you. Like, there is a primary scene of crime, there is a secondary scene of crime. And I'll tell you about one of the major case study, like one of the major case which has happened uh, around 3 of August, I guess. And I'll tell you about the major role of primary and secondary crime scene there. So now let's talk about the physical evidences. So as you can see in the slide, there are different types of physical evidences. You can see there are footprints in the sand, there are shoe, she is scraping off some sand from the shoe sole. There are gun, there is some cigarette butts are there, there are cartridges, there are blood on the floor, and there is whole dead body lying on the floor. These are all different physical evidences we found on the scene of crime. So without evidences, like, forensics are nothing. I guess law also needs our physical evidences to prove or disapprove something, right? So there are some examples. You may go to the next slide please. There are some examples of physical evidences, like physical imprints. Next slide please, bacha. Yeah. So imprints, here we are talking about the physical prints, physical as in fingerprints. we left on the crime scene. There are three types of fingerprints: latent fingerprints, muddy fingerprints, and the visible fingerprints. Okay, so another is broken glasses. We might found broken glasses, hairs, fibers. We can also found hair strands. There are fibers, paint chips, documents. So documents as in, like, we found any notebook related to the case. We found, we can like, checks. We may found checks there. So yeah, fingerprints again. Other prints like shoe print or tire prints. So yeah, body, the whole body, we can found a whole body on the crime scene. There is tool marks, a bullet casing. We can found DNA, blood, and there is semen in the cases of sexual assaults, drugs, chemical, and soils. These are some sort of physical evidences जिसके ऊपर हम रिलाय करते हैं, जिसके ऊपर फोरेंसिक साइंस रिलाय करता है. सो देर आर डिफरेंट डिफरेंट डिविजन्स जिससे कि फोरेंसिक साइंस जो है डिवाइडेड होता है, राइट. लाइक देर आर डिविजन्स अकॉर्डिंग टू द एविडेंस टाइप. उसके अकॉर्डिंग हमारे एविडेंसेस उस डिवीजन में ट्रांसफर किए जाते हैं. So, first of all, like, there is the basic unit in the FSL. FSL is Forensic Science Laboratory. Next slide, please. Like, there is case receipt unit. This is not the division. This is the basic unit when a case comes to the lab. ठीक है? तो the first step would be the evidence should be submitted into the case receipt unit. ओके, यहाँ पर हैंडलिंग होती है, मतलब जो भी पुलिस पर्सनल के थ्रू हमारे केसेस आते हैं वो एफएसएल में केस रिसीट यूनिट में सबमिट किए जाते हैं फॉर एग्जामिनेशन पर्पस. So there are different units, divisions, like biology division, like chemistry division, like ballistics division. So one by one we'll going to study about it. So first one is biology division. Next slide. Biology division deals with the biological material. Like, if we found any sort of evidence like blood, semen, hair at the scene of crime, these sort of evidences goes to biology division. Please, next slide. Next slide, please. Yeah. So I hope you got the idea about the biology division, what sort of evidences goes into these division if we found on the scene of crime, uh, and what other evidences we handle in this division, like skeletal remains. Okay, like, you know what, forensic scientist, what we do exactly. I'm the cyber forensic expert, I'm the document expert, but what anthropologists do, forensic anthropologists, they can examine the case which were 100 years ago through the bones. Okay, so the bones plays a very crucial role in the investigation process. Even after 100 of year, bones can tell the exact. Yes, exact. We can reconstruct the stature, or reconstruct the facial uh, movements of the person through skull. So, if we got the dried blood stain and body fluids on the scene of crime, compares here. So, you guys must be thinking why we are like uh, recalling and why we are studying these divisions in, because the topic of the session is entrepreneurship in forensic. But we have to take the basic idea of the divisions. Like if we don't about the what sort of evidences we get, we can't directly go to the entrepreneurship and we do business in these field. So we have to study these basics first. So yeah, we also compare hairs and fiber in these division. And the last one is, if we get any wood or plants, we also analyze these sort of evidences in biology division. So here next come is serology division. Serology, in simpler terms, we usually analyze DNA in this division. Okay, you may continue with the slides. Just play next and next. So there is chemistry division. It may contain the it includes the chemical analysis of the samples, like adulterated wines or alcohols. Okay, and the toxicology division. Uh, uh, in these division, we usually encounter the cases like poison. If there is some poisoning involved in it, in the case in the body, we analyze these samples into toxicology division. So now physics division, like I made the very gist PPT out of the forensic science, so guys you won't get bored. Yeah. So now physics division. In physics division, what sort of evidences we analyze? Cement. If there is any adulteration in cement, a wire, glass, sand, soil, paint. If we found these sort of evidences, so these evidences goes into physics division for the further investigation. Narcotics division. Bacha, I'm at 12th slide. 12th slide. Yeah. Narcotics division. So, narcotics division, uh, what it includes? It includes psychotropic drugs. Like all the drugs comes under this narcotics division for the further investigation. Here comes document examination. So every FSL, whatever the divisions I'm teaching, it's not necessarily that all the forensic science laboratory include all these divisions in there. Okay, there are only 3 or 4 divisions are there, like DNA unit are there, document unit are there. It's not necessary that all the FSLs have these all the divisions. Okay, so now document examination is like when we examine uh, documents which are which what I can say, like whose authentication is in doubt. Okay, जिसकी भी ऑथेंटिकेशन डाउट में होगी, वो डॉक्यूमेंट एग्जामिनेशन में आएगा, उस यूनिट में आएगा। लाइक फेक फोर्जरीज होते हैं ना, फोर्जरीज होते हैं, सिग्नेचर होते हैं, फेक सिग्नेचर्स, फेक डॉक्यूमेंट्स, फेक विल्स। ओके, देर आर सम forged handwriting, forged signature. So all these sort of evidences comes in the document examination unit, and these are this is the only and not only, but this is the most important division of the forensics if you go for entrepreneurship in forensic sciences. So yeah, it also includes the analysis of paper and ink indentations. Okay, what is indentation? It's the impression behind the paper. Like when we write something on the main paper and there is impression left on the second paper. So these are called indentations. Okay, obliteration. Obliteration in documents means when we write something and we just put some over smearing on the, like overwrite something just to rub the initial writing. So that is obliteration. Erasures is like it's same like erasing something. And burned or charred documents, like if we got burned documents, it also got under the document examination division. So here it comes, next slide. Ballistics and firearm divisions. So Ballistic division, what it includes identification of firearms. Okay, like when we got the gun or bullets or cartridges or like gunshot residues, it all comes under ballistics division. Just remember the name and what it includes. Like it not necessarily that you have to learn all the evidences. Just try to recall or remember the basic working of that division. Like ballistics include the firearms, and all the other evidences includes firearm. Obviously gun includes a cartridge, a bullet, a gsr is gunshot residue, as I said. So ballistics include that. Now we come to explosive division. When there is any explosion around the country, around the world, any evidence is found under the explosive explosion, it comes under explosive division. Like some chemicals, some uh, explosive devices, it comes under explosive division for further investigation. There is photography unit. So it is the most important unit for FSL, because every single evidence got photographed. Okay, every single evidence. It's the once it's entered into the FSL, forensic science laboratory, it has to photographed by photography unit to maintain the record. Okay bacha, it maintained the record of every single evidence we got at the FSL. So again, latent fingerprint unit. If we got fingerprint at the scene of crime, all the fingerprint sample goes into fingerprint unit. Now polygraph unit. What polygraph unit do? It uses narco analysis. It uses lie detection techniques to to take out the truth from the living suspects. Okay. Now voice print analysis, it involves the cases of telephone threats, like uh, cases like call data records. If we got call data records, we analyze this sort of sample in this unit. So there are other units like anthropology department. Okay, there is pathology. One important topic I want to discuss with you guys, like what is pathology. If you guys have ever watched the series Asur, what they do is there is a senior scientific officer, and he's doing everything at the FSL. He's doing autopsy, hashtag postmortem, for the body. He's investigating the case himself. He's doing digital forensics cases by himself. Like he's doing everything. Okay, it's not like that in that like in we are not working like that in the laboratory. We are assigned a particular divisions. Like I am the cyber expert, so I am particularly working on the digital forensic evidence. I'm not gonna go and like I want to do work in document division right now. Okay, I'm going to work in that laboratory. It's not like that. We already assigned to some specific subjects. Like I am from digital background, so yeah, I'm working for digital evidences. There are other experts who are experts in other divisions, so they are working for their division. Okay, there are nothing like that that I can do fingerprint analysis also. I'm doing digital evidences analysis also, and I'll do document. There is nothing like that. Okay, we have to master at least one division so that we can pursue our career. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is uh, there are different division we have read, right? I hope you got the basic idea that there are different evidences which different division dealt with. Okay, so what forensic pathology do? Forensic pathology basically do autopsy or postmortem, and that's not our work. Okay, that's not our work. That's basically a doctor's work. Like if there is any doctor who are specialized in forensics, after their MBBS, they are eligible to do autopsy, not us. We have nothing to do with autopsy or post-mortem. We do not go to any autopsy session at the scene of crime. It's just we collect the samples at the scene of crime, and there is a different unit. In fact, I am from digital evidence unit, but I am not supposed to go to the scene of crime. There is different unit to collect the samples at from the scene of crime, and I will analyze the analysis. I'll do the analysis of that evidence at the lab. So we are not authorized to do the autopsy or post-mortem. So I hope you got the idea about that. So there is another uh, division of forensic science. It's a digital forensics division which includes digital evidence. ठीक है? Digital evidence is any information or data related to the case that is stored on or received or transmitted by an electronic device that may be relied on the court of law. Basically, try to understand like this, like any evidence. I'm not talking about particularly here a digital evidence. I'm talking about any evidence. When we got any evidence, we just mold that evidence into that form that it will be acceptable, admissible in the court of law later on. Okay, so here we go again. Like digital evidence की जब हम बात कर रहे हैं, तो कोई भी ऐसा एविडेंस जो कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक डिवाइस से जनरेट हो रहा है और जिसको हम कोर्ट ऑफ लॉ में एडमिसिबल करवा सके, दैट इज डिजिटल एविडेंस. सो या, देयर इज अ केस I want to discuss with you guys. uh, should we go on the 20th slide? 20th slide, please. 20th slide, please. And if you guys have any query related to forensics, related to careers in forensics, you may ask, and at the end of the session, and you may ask at my mail. I'll drop my mail ID, so you can ask anything related to forensic science later on. Let me complete this session, and you can shoot out your queries. Could you please switch to the 20th slide? So this, in this photograph, it's a primary crime scene. Okay, no, it's not primary crime scene. In 20th, I said 20th. Yeah, this is the primary crime scene of that case. Okay, just look at the whole picture, and then we go to the 19th or 18th slide. Yes, this is the secondary crime scene. The actual crime happened at primary crime scene. This is the secondary crime scene where she got burned alive. So again, we come to the case. There is this girl, 14-year-old girl. She got raped and brutally murdered on 3rd of August. And like what really happened to her is, like, uh, she got hurt by some hammer, and then her boyfriend took her body to these bricks oven, if you can say. If you can see this picture. So this picture is brick oven. Like यहाँ पर ईट बनती है, अगर आपको पता हो तो. ठीक है. तो उसमें हमने उस हमने नहीं, उसने बॉडी को डायरेक्ट लाइव, लाइक उसको थोड़ा हर्ट किया उसके हेड पे, एंड देन शी थ्रू दिस बॉडी into this live live brick oven. Okay. After that, her body remains were there. Body remains as in some bones or some parts. It did not get burned fully. So what he did was he called his family members, like some elder brother from his family, uh, and and there were two females also. What they did was they they took the body out of the this brick, uh, like, yeah, what we call, yeah, brick oven. And she just they just pulled this half burned body out of this brick oven, and they just cut that body into the pieces and threw it in the river. So what I'm telling you is there is no like significant evidence left at the secondary crime scene, because they took the body and cut it into the pieces and they threw into the river. But how these places are interlinked with each other? The primary crime scene, which we were like, at the 20th slide, we saw that that was the primary crime scene. What we found there, there was a sleeper. Actual rape was happened there. So there was a sleeper of that girl left, and the family of that girl found that sleeper later on. So it becomes the primary crime scene because the actual crime happened there. Body uh, बॉडी को ले जाया गया सेकेंडरी क्राइम सीन पे, बट द एक्चुअल क्राइम हैपेंड एट दीज where there is a tree. Okay. After that we found some major evidences at the primary crime scene, and then later on, what we found on the secondary crime scene, these uh, like furnace. uh, we talk about the furnace. So we found some very little amount or very little small bones in these furnace, not exactly a fully intact bone, but some piece of bone we found at the secondary crime scene at the furnace. So are you trying to, like, are you getting what I'm saying? The role of primary and secondary crime scene, we the both of the crime scene are totally important for forensic expert to gather every single piece of the crime. Okay. So I hope, like, you get the idea what basically is going on the forensic sciences. So let's come to the entrepreneurship part. Yeah. So entrepreneurship, basically, like, we have to create opportunities. Like, just don't wait for the opportunity, create one. Okay. uh as per my opinion, when we talk about the jobs or career opportunities in forensic sciences, it basically into government sector, because in today's era, the like the major role of forensics played by the government sector. Privatization is not that at that high in this point of time. But when we talk about the new sections, like they are renewal of IPC and they are renewal of Indian Evidence Act, so there might be a chances that will go higher and higher in privatization of forensic sciences. But yeah, so when we talk about entrepreneurship in forensic science, there are some basics division we talk about. Like I told you, there is document division. Okay. Why document division? Because other divisions like DNA division, biology division, physics division, they demands high funding. Their instruments, it's so high, like high as in amount, we can't afford for the regular base laboratory. So in document examination, we do handwriting analysis. Okay. Analysis of checks, analysis of fake handwriting, forged handwriting, forged signature. It require less money as compared to other divisions. Okay, so we can directly uh, like open a lab, some lab or some office for these particular sort of cases. And what other divisions we can include? We can include digital forensics as well. As you know, I told you about any evidences related to electronic evidence. It also requires high demand of funding, but you can do at the lesser amount of money as comparatively to DNA and other divisions. Okay, so you can go for your private lab for question document analysis, for mobile analysis, for computer forensic analysis. There is a basic difference, not basic difference, but there is a difference between mobile forensics and computer forensics. Computer forensic basically deals with the hard disk analysis. Okay, but when we talk about mobile, it is particularly talking about the cell phones. Okay, Android, iOS, etc. So yeah, after your masters in forensic science, after your MPhil in forensic science, after your PhD in forensic science, you can opt for your specialization in question documents, in digital forensic science. Yes, in polygraphy, you can also go for polygraphy if you want to be an entrepreneur in forensic sciences. Like, you have to create an opportunity. Okay, so you can like after not only you can do entrepreneurship, but there are other scopes, other scopes rather than entrepreneurship. You can join any other officials, any hospitals, any banks. uh, you can join academics after your forensic sciences. So you have to think about it. If there is any, I'm not saying you can't open a lab, like you can't open a DNA lab, but it requires so much experienced experts plus funding. And one thing I want to talk about, like, when we talk about privatization in forensic science, it comes with a lots of drawbacks, right? Like, we can't rely upon uh, any random experts for the reliability of cases. Okay, and in fact, in today's scenario, according to section 45 of Indian Evidence Act, okay, it says expert opinion. सेक्शन 45 में एक्सपर्ट ओपिनियन को डिफाइन किया गया है. According to their experience and their studies, their education background, anyone can define in a particular subject I'm talking about. It's called an expert, right? But what is the reliability of that expert? We just can't go and open a lab and just take money and just alter the evidence. Okay, we have to be reliable so that our evidence would be admissible in the court of law in a fair manner. Okay, so I guess this is it by this is it, and this is all from my side. Thank you so much. There is a lot more actually I want to explain, but I'm short of time. So thank you so much. And if you have any question, I'm all in. Students, please write down in the comment section if you have any question. Actually, earlier I want to discuss a lot of cases, but I have to go somewhere and I can't continue this session more than one. So
That's
I'm
okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for the session. It was very knowledgeable, and like there are so many things which we learn about, which we ever don't know. मतलब जो हम चीजें हमको पता भी नहीं थी, हमने उन चीजों के बारे में बहुत अच्छा सोचा. Thank you so much for your precious time,
so
and we are very hard, मतलब like we are very hardly welcome to you for this मतलब expert thing जो हमें पता होनी चाहिए. And Rajinder sir, can you please show this ma'am? Like we are offering you from our side एक छोटा सा token of love from our side, the digital like certificate. This is
Yeah.
our from our end.
Thank,
Our
thank
gift.
you.
So, छोटा सा token of love. We'll share it to you on so your mail. Thank you so
Thank,
much, ma'am, for
thank you so
your
much. Thank you. Thank you
valuable
for
time.
having me. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.